Marianne from Coastal Love and Decor. How are you guys doing today? Okay. It's pretty gloomy here, and my lighting in here really sucks, so I definitely have to get another light. But anyways, besides listening to me complain about my lighting, I hope you guys are having a great day. Anyways, we're going to work on this giant Seahorse. I got this from Julie Cuts. You can get this in her Amazon store in the U.S. In a previous video, I mentioned you'd have to get her molds from Australia, but because she was closing her U.S. Amazon store, well, I guess it's open. I don't know. I know a lot has to do with the tariffs, so it's open now, and that's where you can get this on Amazon. Okay, so first things first. This is, let me tell you how big this is. This is roughly going to be, the mold itself is bigger. This is going to be a little over 15 inches high and 6.5 inches wide. So that's what we're looking at here. Now, first things first is I want to put the glass eye in. So I have a 12 millimeter glass eye that I'm going to put in using UV resin. So we're going to get that done first. And I'm hoping while I'm doing this, I don't go out of frame at all. So what I'm going to do is I am going to, first off, put on my glasses since this is a small area. And I'm going to put some UV right in there, UV resin right in there. And then I'm going to, one side's paper, that's the side you want up because you want the glass eye to show. So I'm going to put that in there. Get my toothpick. And I'm going to make sure I get it in there straight and that it's all covered. So we're going to do this first. So that looks pretty good there. Okay, so now I'm going to use my lamp, my UV light, and I have a battery pack that I use when I use this, so I don't have to worry about where I'm going to plug it in. So I'm going to place this on it. Let me turn on my battery pack. And we're going to do this for 180 seconds. So you just push the button. Okay, while that is curing, I'm going to be using Let's Resin chameleon powders. That's what I'll be using. And I picked out the colors, and I got this idea from Julie Cuts, so you need to check her out. She's awesome. So I'm going to do a few colors the same as she did, but I'm going to do some different. So what I'm going to be using is, this is champagne, and I'm going to be using that for like the tail or the fin and the nose. And then I'm going to be using the teal. I'm going to be using the grape. And the reason why I'm picking the grape is because it has the blues and purples in it. So I don't know what this is going to look like, but we'll find out. And then I'm going to be using the magenta along the edge. This is what Julie used around the edge. So I'm just going to give that a try as well. Other than that, you can scroll forward till this goes off. I just don't want to stop the video and restart it. So I got 73 seconds left to go. So once this is done, I'm going to start putting the mica powder or the chameleon powder in my Seahorse, and I will flip this over and get the other side of the eye, which you'll see here in a minute. But while the other side is getting cured, I can start putting in my chameleon powder. We're getting there. Well, guys, this is live. This is real time. Sorry it's taken this long, but and there we go. So I'm going to pull this aside, and then I'm going to turn this over, and I am going to do it for another 180 seconds, but I'm going to sit this right up there to cure. I'm just going to put it right there to cure. So in the meantime, let's start. I think I'm going to move this over because I want to make sure I'm in frame here. I hate that I can't see what you guys are seeing. All right, we're going to start with the champagne. I got to get the plastic off of it. There we go. All righty. So I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to tap it off a little. And then I'm just going to start putting it in his, I guess this would be a fin. I can't think of, I need my glasses, I'll tell you that much. I just can't think of what it's called. But I would think it's a fin. So I'm just going to put this in here, making sure I get up the sides. And we're going to get that all done. And guys, you can fast forward if you prefer not to watch me do this. But if you're a beginner, you might want to watch and see how this is done. Get it all in there. And it's important to make sure you get it covered, because if you don't, you're going to see it in the end. I need to turn this so I can see the other side. But I gotta wait till this stops. Let's get a little bit in there. Missed a spot there. See, I can't see over here the way I'm at, so as soon as I know that this is done, well, I'm gonna turn this. Okay, and that's done. So I'm going to move that aside and out of my way. All right, so now I'm just going to turn this so I can see up in here. And you be careful with your eye because you don't want it to pop up when you're working. Okay. That looks pretty good. Let's just get a little bit more in here. Now that I can see a little bit more. But I will give it, once I have it all done, I will give it another check over to make sure. All right, now I'm going to turn this again, and we're going to do his little nose here. And I'm going to do it in the same color. Get up in there. Making sure you get up your sides. Sometimes it looks like it isn't attaching. Okay. I think that's far enough there. Alrighty. So right now that looks good. Again, like I said, I'm gonna, once I have it all done, I will check it over. I have to turn it over to get off the excess. So I'm gonna take this and rub it on my paper towel, get off the excess, and then we're gonna start with the, let's see, the magenta. I'm gonna do the magenta around the edge. So let me grab that. Take this seal off. Okay. And put my glasses back on. And we're just going to start going in here with the magenta. Get that done. Get in here. And I just don't want to go into here because that's going to be a different color. So we're going to get in there. Get in there. And I'll just clean that up just a little bit as I move along. And we're going to go in here. Get up in there. I'm trying to see. Yeah, I'm going to take this color up in here, so I'm going to have to wipe that up a little bit. So let me get in here. And again, I'll be turning this to make sure I didn't miss anything. Now, to use this mold, you don't have to do what I'm doing. You could just, you know, pour it. I'd put an eye in it, and you could just pour it and make it a solid color, or just do the nose and the, I want to say that's the tail, but this is the thing that moves too, I think. But you could do that area as well, and then just do your pour it in here, like so. Yeah, see, I can see. Sometimes you just have to keep turning it to see if you missed anything, which that's what I do. And then we're just going to go up in here and around here. Yeah. I'm not sure if I want to get done. We got this in here to do. So I want to get there and there and right there. I think I'll just take it right there. I might want to put some more gold in there. Okay. All right, let me grab a wipe. Okay, so I don't want it there or there. I'm just gonna clean that up right in here. I want to clean that up. So when you're doing it, make sure you wipe up any areas that you don't want that color. Otherwise, it's going to be there when you demold. I think I'm going to take that gold up a little bit more, that champagne. And I need to get right in there. Okay. That looks good so far. Where did I say I needed? I got to get in here. And right there. And there. And I want to get right there. I have to get right here. And right there. A little bit more on my brush. Yeah, I just want to get along the edge there. And that looks pretty good. Get up here, make sure I get my tips. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm just going to turn it and make sure I didn't miss anything else. So I want to get right there. And we'll do right there. See, I can see where I missed. So that's why I like to keep turning it and make sure I get it. Okay, that looks good. Let's turn it this way. Right there. I do want a little bit more of the champagne in there. I'm going to get back in there with that champagne. Okay. I'll use the magenta to go around the other end after I'm done with the center colors. But I do want to go in here with, no, I don't think I want gold right there. I think I want, but I did miss, so I'm going to get in here. Anyways, I'll wipe that up. That's not where I wanted it. Okay. I'm just turning and double checking, turning and double checking. Again, guys, this can be boring. You can just fast forward. But that spot there, oh, I said I wanted to get his nose some more. That's why I turned it. Okay, so I need to come up in here a little bit further. Since this is the first time I'm using it, so I don't really know exactly where I want to go with this, you know, the powders. So you're going to have to bear with me a little bit on that. That's good, right? Yeah, I need to get up in there. Right here needs done. That's part of his nose. Once I make one, then I can kind of see when I do another one exactly where I want to be with my powder, how far I want to take it down. But I think just a little bit more there. Let me double check this side. Need just a smidgen more. Right in here. Okay. Now, I want to go back to the magenta and get that one little spot there. We're getting there. We're getting there. This area here, I want in the magenta. And I was going to put that gold there, champagne. I'm calling it gold, it's champagne. So I'm going to take this out. Okay. Alrighty, so what do I need? The magenta. So let me grab the magenta and wipe off my brush right here. I want to get right there and up the side, right up in here. That's what I wanted to get. Okay, that looks good. I think I got it all. Get up in here. Okay, I'm just gonna wipe up that little section a little bit. I got too much here. I just don't want it going into my other colors. And I'm just going to wipe this all along here so I can start my next color. And that looks good. That looks okie dokie. Okay, wait a minute. Yep, that looks good. I think we're good there. Nope, I got some of that magenta in with the gold. Even though I have the champagne down, I just want to take that magenta off. The champagne's the first color, so that's the color we'll see. Alrighty, now let's start. I think I'm going to put the grape down the center and then the teal on both sides. So here's that's our grape. we'll see what happens. Getting cap off. Okay. So we're just going to go down the center. Okay. Yes, right down the center here. We're going to go. I'm just following the grooves here. Just like so. I'm just going to go down this side. I'm going to flip it and then do the other side. Get in there. And looks like it's going to be a pretty color, but we'll see. Now, I'm going to pour this with clear resin. You could also put white resin in this, or you could do black. Black is like, if you really want to make the colors pop, usually black is your best option. But I'm going to do clear. Now I'm going to come back this way and catch this side of it. Just easier to do it this way for me. You find what works for you. I'm just going to go right down. Make sure I get the little grooves in between. Just like so. I'm just showing you what I do that's easy for me, an easy way, but you might have a better way. You might have an easier way, but this is where I'm doing what I'm doing, showing you what I'm doing. I think I'm just going to get down the side. Actually, I wasn't going to do that, but I'm going to do that. I'm just going to get right in there. And I probably should do the other side as well, but I'm still going to have to get down a little bit more. Now I'm trying to look at around the face here, so I think, yes, I think I'll do that center right in here. And then this will be the teal, because I'm putting teal on both sides. So I will do the teal with that. I'm trying to keep this in frame for you guys, and let's see, let me try and plus also see what the heck I'm doing. And remember, watch your eye. You don't want that popping out. Yeah, I think I'll go up here and right in here. I'm trying to decide if I want to do his whole face that or do it with the teal. But I also need, let's go this way, go up. Do I want to do that? Yeah, I might as well go all the way around here for his face. Come around this way. Turn him again. Get around his eye. Like so. And I'm trying to leave this section for the teal. I am going to have to do some cleanup. Okay. Now let's get back down to here. We're just going to follow this along. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do the red around here, the magenta. I think I might just leave it the way it is. I was going to do that, but I think I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to take the teal along here. So let's continue on right there. That's what I think I'm going to do. I'm just going to take it here. We'll see what happens when it's done. And I don't know, when I edit this, I don't normally edit my videos. You know, what you see is what you see. I might just fast forward this section in here for you to see. Let's take this up here. I'm going to take it up here. They want to come around with the teal. We'll do that. We'll just blend it a little bit together. Okay. I think I'm good there. That looks good up in here. No, I have to get the, see, I missed part of his face. Now, if you're a beginner, you might not want to do this. Like, you might just want to do a pour, a simple pour. This does take a little time to do mica powders. I'm just going to do right there. Okay. So I'm going to leave that at that. Where did I see? I'm just checking to see if there's anything I should wipe up off the side here. Yeah, I was going to do, I don't know. I was going to do some of that around. I don't know if I will. I have to think about it. So that was that color. Now the last color is the teal we're going to do. So I calculated it would probably take about 18 ounces. Let me get this wiped up. Of resin. See, I need to get in there. Let's see here. Right there. You just, okay. All right, now the teal. Here we go. Oh, that's a pretty teal. Very pretty teal. Well, teal is actually my favorite color. All right, so I want to make sure I get in there. Oh, I could have seen just doing this whole thing in teal. Teal and gold. Ooh, I might just do that the next one. That is definitely a gorgeous color. And I'm just going to blend it in right with this. And keep going down. Just like so. I'm going to come in there, and I don't care if they blend in a little bit, that's fine. And I'm taking this all the way up, I decided. If I want, when it's done and I want a little gold or something on the edge, I can do that afterwards. I just think this is going to be really pretty. Again, you know, you can fast forward if you don't want to watch me do this. This is a little tedious, for sure, but it's part of creating. always worried I'm going to miss a spot. That's what worries me, that I'm going to miss a spot. Oh, I'm just loving that teal. I think these colors are with teal on the other side. Oh, I think that's going to be pretty. And this is where we're going to get in the tail here. Now, I wish Let's Resin would sell these colors individually, because I'm going to tell you right now, I would love to have plenty more of this teal. I just think it's simply gorgeous. There's another color I want to try too, is Galaxy. I think what I need to do is do some little hearts and then do all the colors. And then I'll always know what the color's going to look like. Because you will always end up having, most of the time, you normally end up having extra resin. So I think it'd be great to have like a little chart, you know, with hearts that had the resin, and you can look at them and say, oh, I think I'll use that, or I'll use that. So that's what I'm thinking. All right, I'm going to blend this in a little bit. Make sure I got every little nook and cranny. And keep it turning. Get up in here. There we go. We're getting there. Slow but sure, we're getting there. I'm going to get all around here as well. If I missed any spots, then we'll be blending the colors in together, and that's fine. All right, I also want to get way in this tiny area here of his tail. It's a really small area there, but you got to get it. Okay, so I'm looking. Now I'm going to get this on this side. Just like so. And we're going to work on the last section. Which is going up here. Okay. I guess I have another section up by his head too, I forgot. There we go. Make sure I get in those nooks and crannies in case I missed. I don't care if they're blended a little bit. I think I'm repeating myself. I apologize. Yeah, I might have to speed up this section a little bit for you guys. Okay. I'm getting there. Amen. Oh crap, I dropped quite a bit there. I didn't want to. But again, I already have that grape down, so with this blue, it's not going to show. I just want to double check in here. Yeah. It's all right, we can add a little teal by his face, that's fine. Okay, now, this one little section, okay, right here, we're gonna get in here, blend that in a little. Okay. There we go. Just gonna go around. I need a little bit more magenta right there. Get up in there. Now let's just blend it in a little bit. That's what I'm going to do. That looks good. Getting down to the finish line. And there we go. We are good to, whoop, right here. We are good to go. Now I'm going to flip this over on a paper towel. I gotta get a big enough sheet and get the excess off. And then I'm also going to mix my resin. And then I will be back to pour the resin with you. And this video will be done until tomorrow. I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, I've got my resin mixed. Again, it was 16 ounces that I've done, 8 of part A, 8 of part B. Now I'm using J. Diction High Gloss Epoxy. It's 1.5 inch deep pour. That's a 1-to-1. So you can pour up to 1.5 inches. So I measured this, and this is approximately 1 inch deep. So this will work without having a flash cure. Now, if you don't have the deep pour, then mix up, say, 8 ounces of resin, 4 ounces of part A, 4 ounces of part B, and pour that in. Or you can even maybe do 10 ounces. And then let that sit for 3 to 5 hours. And then you can put the second coat on. If you do a 1-to-1 resin, most of them you're only supposed to pour 1/4 or 1/8 to 1/4 deep. And if you would do that, you would probably flash cure your Seahorse. So don't do that. Now, so I've added some Color Passion Diamond Stardust in this as well. It's going to be on the back. I don't know what I'm going to see. I believe Julie did that, but I couldn't tell from the photo if it did anything, so I'm going to give it a shot. And if not, when I sell the piece, then the back looks just as sparkly as the front. So here we go. So I'm just going to start pouring on my stick. And I want to come in here. All right. I'm trying to see. I want to get down here by the tail because it's very thin in there. So let me get that. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to have to use the whole 16 ounces, but I'm going to bet you it's probably pretty close. Again, I just take and fill my mold up with water. And that's what gives me how much I need. And usually it's right on the money or a little bit extra, but I'd rather have a little extra than not enough. And I definitely do not want to overfill this. Kind of went off there. Let me get down in here. All right, I'm just going to pause for 1 second here. And I'm going to check it out. I'm going to get down low. And that little bit that's in there, I think I can just put in there and it's done. So 16 ounces for this is perfect. So let me just get this extra out. Take another look-see here. Yep. Perfect. Now I'm going to get that wiped up there. But I'm just going to get this little bit out of here. Just like so. Now these large cups, I got these from Let's Resin. These hold 32 ounces. So when you do those bigger projects, these really come in handy. So you don't have to make more than one batch. Okay. Alrighty. So I'm going to clean up that one spot here that I got resin on it. Just going to take it off. I don't need a big gob of it sitting there. And that looks perfect. Now I'm just going to slightly tap it a little bit just to, so I'm not going to be able to lift there. But I'm going to take, I think I'm going to take my heat gun over it, and then I'm going to spray it with, I sure did miss there, spray it with my alcohol. So let me just take that. Mix up here. I do not use a torch. I don't. You melt. If you get too close to your mold, it'll melt and it's ruined. And you know, these molds aren't cheap, and you'll cry. I've already done it when I first started. And I said, nope, I'll never do that again. I see people that do it, but they're taking a chance. But I would rather just use the heat gun and then the isopropyl alcohol. But I just want to clean up some of this off of here. So I'm going to cover this up. Now this looks good so far. It even looks good backwards. So I'm going to cover this up, and I'll check it, I don't know, 5-10 minutes to see if there's any bubbles. I just took the heat gun to it, so I'm not going to spray it yet. But when I come back in 5-10 minutes, if I see bubbles, then I will spray it to help get rid of those bubbles. But I'm still looking with those sparkles in there. It's the diamond stardust in there. Oh, but that looks pretty. I could see putting the diamond stardust in with some blue resin. Oh, that would be pretty. So I see that coming too. All right, guys, that's it for today. Look for the demolding of this tomorrow. I'll do a video of that, and we'll see what it looks like, and hopefully maybe the sun will be out tomorrow, and I'll be able to take it outside to show you, because I do like showing you when the sun's out, but it's been kind of gloomy here. All right, so thank you for taking the time out to watch my video. If you like what you're seeing, please hit the like button. If you want to see more of what I do, just hit that little turtle on the bottom right-hand side of your video to subscribe. And I apologize for how long the mica part took, but if you're someone new, you know, you might want to watch that. You know, anybody experienced, you guys could just fast forward. All right, thanks again. Bye.